So I think Europe has a few different options. It needs to probably dust off some of its measures that it might have on the demand response side. So it probably needs to look very carefully at some of the big gas consuming sectors, whether there is an ability to have measures in place where they can curtail those if absolutely needed. That would probably come much later in the winter season. And then Europe also needs to look at what it can do in the power sector, because that's the largest consuming sector of gas through the year. And so we would normally begin to see more coal power pick up when gas prices get to this sort of level. The problem there is that the coal market is also incredibly tight. So coal prices are at record levels as well, trading close to $170 per tonne in Rotterdam. And that's, again, really just down to supply-demand fundamentals in the coal market, where China's demanding more imports because their production is down. And then we have industrial action in Colombia, rail issues in South Africa to Russia, and then weather-related disruptions elsewhere in places like Indonesia and Australia. So all of that is tightening the coal market, lifting those prices up. And because the gas market is tight, there's a bit of a race to the top because everyone's trying to reduce demand for their particular commodity by essentially raising the price.
To what extent do you think what's happening in European natural gas prices is self-inflicted? You mentioned the price of coal, and as we know, the Europeans have been very rigorous at phasing out the use of coal. We're also in environments where carbon pricing is extremely high, so there's a lot less substitution going on. To what extent do you think that the situation we're in today is because of some of the policies from the European part to move away from their reliance on coal? And perhaps going forward, structurally, we're just going to have to get used to higher nat gas prices.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite fair to say that it's self-inflicted. You know, Europe's on an ambitious pathway to reduce emissions, rightly so, in our opinion. However, you know, timing that correctly is very challenging. But really what Europe's exposed to at the moment is, you know, global gas and global coal fundamentals. You know, we've had some significant supply disruption across gas and coal supply, and that's really acting to tighten the market. And also, you know, it should be noted, we've had quite a series of quite extreme weather events through the first quarter of the year, which is obviously drawn down gas inventories across Europe and elsewhere. But then again, like I mentioned earlier, things like low reservoir levels in Brazil and in Russia are also acting to tighten the natural gas balance as well.